Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. May I ask you to find a seat? Dear fellow physicists, non-physicists, fellow scientists, fellow science enthusiasts, colleagues, friends, may I invite you to have a look around and realize that you have approximately 2,234 neighbors. Physics at Veldhoven is again bigger and more vibrant, and in particular more dynamic than ever before. With some innovations this year, there's live reporting by on-the-spot cartoon artist Suus van den Akker, and you are all invited to provide the captions. Check this out. There's a workshop on scientific writing today at lunchtime in the Baroniezaal. And there's a new Physics Meets Industry event tomorrow. And for those who are interested in what's happening at NWO and FOM, Wim van Zijlos, Christa Hoyer, and myself will be available in the lunch break today in the Baroniezaal. Because I'm sure all of you realize that FOM at present is at a crossroads. Or maybe I should say in transition. We're in the process of forming the beta domain, the house of the natural sciences, one of the four houses of the new NWO, and bringing the FOM institutes together with all the other NWO institutes, FOM institutes, including ARCNL, under one roof with the other institutes. A year ago, had I said to you, a mathematician, a biologist, a chemist, and a physicist enter a bar, you would probably have asked, is this some kind of joke? But today you realize that in all likelihood they are board members of the beta domain that are coming from a meeting and are going to have a drink afterwards. Because I can tell you that in the process of forming this house of the natural sciences, we do need to get to know each other. We have lots and lots of meetings. We get to know the cultures in the different gebieden and also the persons. It's an enriching experience. Just as when you spend some time abroad, as most of us have done, you realize that not everywhere in the world the boiled potatoes are served at 1800 sharp. The differences in approach between the disciplines are giving all involved a lot of food for thought, quite healthy food. But that doesn't take away the fact that we are in a transition with all the uncertainties that come with it. A few years ago, I attended the opening of the academic year at my university, and we were addressed by a young man who had an impressive track record, a very young man, in fact, of starting businesses and making money. And he was hired to boost the morale of the students with a power talk, like, if you believe in your dreams, there's nothing to stop you from realizing them, that sort of stuff. And at some point, he addressed the freshmen, the many hundreds of first-year students, and he said the following. When you come to this university, you'll find that there's a road, and it's a wide road, and it's well lit, and it's full of people, and there's a very nice smooth pavement, and everywhere there are signposts telling you where to go. And if you take that road, you will end at your destination efficiently and quickly. But there's another road, a narrow road. It's dark, it is windy. There are few people there, and those you meet are not very friendly. The pavement is bad. Now, I want all of you to take that little road. Yeah. So that was meant for the first-year students, and I'm sure they are all taking the little road. The poet Robert Frost put it a little more succinctly in the famous lines, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that's made all the difference. Or maybe even more pointedly by the Dutch poet Bertus Aafjes, Er zijn vele wegen, maar de juiste weg is de weg ertegen. The road against all other roads. And why do I quote this? In May of last year, Wim van Saarloos, then director of FOM, made the difficult decision to leave that post with no certainties or fallback options or safety nets whatsoever, to become the leader of the NWO transition process, because he had a vision of NWO, what NWO could be, knowing full well that what he took on was a daunting task indeed. But he was the person to take that task up. He chose for the uncertain road, the road against. And for that, and for his directorship of FOM in the years before, I think we should thank him, and this should be a good moment to do that. I suggest we give him a big hand. And at about the same time, someone else jumped in at the deep end with about a 1 hour notice to lead FOM in a land where, in fact, there are no roads at all, and lead FOM through a transition to a new NWO, and in the process dissolve the organization, split it in two. Wow, I'd say. That took some courage, and please may I also have a hand for the new director of FOM, Christa Hoyer. Roads, 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 small ones, narrow ones, big ones, well-lit roads. And now we have the Nationale Wetenschapsagenda that also features roads, or routes as they're called. And as it is with routes, they tend to determine the view of those who travel by them. I'd say, don't think out of the box. It's old hat. Think off the road. And as you know, here at Koningshof, many of you have experienced, there are very many roads. And most of them are in fact dark and winding and ill-indicated. But the good news is it doesn't matter which one you take, because each of them will lead you to a room that is chock full of friendly souls. And in each of those rooms you can have your fill of state-of-the-art physics. I'd say, please do get lost in this maze. Do take that other small and dark road and enjoy the view that is yet unknown to you. It may make all the difference. Thank you very much. And with that, I open this conference, and I should like to ask Ronald Hansen to introduce the first speaker.